Hello, this is a sample lesson for English 11 plus. So the first part of an English KS3 or 11 plus paper is a reading section, which we are going to be covering today. And the last section is a writing section, which I can cover a different day. So for the first section, I would always suggest looking at the question before you look at the reading passage, because time is very crucial. Time management is one of the most important skills. And so if we look at the questions, initially, we know exactly what to search for within the text. So this passage will cover, or this lesson will cover between lines 1 to 30. So if we look at the first question, it mentions lines 1 to 4, and we only need to look between lines 1 to 4 as the answer will not be found anywhere else. Another helpful tip is unless it's been said in your own words, which you can see in question 4, you can generally tend to take words directly from the passage. Taking words directly from the passage is one of the surefire ways for getting the mark in the mark scheme. So let's begin. If we look at question 1, why did John find it comfortable to sit by the fire? We look at it kind of as an empathetic response. So empathetic means looking at it through your eyes, okay? So stepping into the eyes of the person narrating the text, okay? So generally, if we look at the keyword fire, highlighting is one, I always say this, highlighting is one of the most important things. Why would we find a fire comforting? Okay, there are a few reasons. Warmth and comfort, yeah, in a cold house, okay? So let's think about kind of the setting that we're in, okay, and whether it adjusts to that. So it says here, the night promised to be very cold, and the wind whistled down the chimney. This is 1 mark, as you can see I've circled here. Therefore, they're only looking for one statement, okay? So if we look at the weather, it's quite cold, which is probably why he finds it comforting to sit by the fire, okay? As a reader, we would also find it comforting to sit by the fire, and therefore we can relate to this character, okay? So the answer here is the weather is cold. Oh, typing error. The weather is cold, and then again, take words directly from the text. The wind whistled down the chimney. Okay, it's the best way to get your marks. Unless it says use your own words, in which case, use your own words. Okay, so if we look at question number 2, again, we need to highlight, okay? What 2 things, so that's 2 marks, for 1 for each aspect that we write, disturb John, okay? So we need to look at maybe synonyms for disturb within the text, or things where the tone and the mood completely shift, okay? So in the first little section that we just looked at, lines 1 to 4, there's a very huge sense of comfort, right, because of the fire, and a sense of being warm. However, as we continue, okay, we need to find things that disturb him, so therefore we need to see a shift in the mood or tone, okay? When do we, as readers, see a bit of a tone shift where he stops feeling comfortable and starts feeling quite on edge, okay? So if we look at this, we see that there's a comfortable sensation because of the fire. However, it changes when he talks about the picture, okay? So the first hint here is a picture hung askew, which was particularly offensive to his eyes. So offensive is another word for maybe disturbing, okay? So it's disturbing him, and that is our first hint to that being our answer. All right, so we have 1, the picture being slightly askew. And as he got up to fix it, he realizes that he has lost sight of the man's figure, okay? There is a huge tone shift that occurs here where he stops feeling comfortable and starts feeling very uncomfortable, okay? Because of the picture and because that he's lost sight of this man's figure that he's talking about, okay? And with the memory, he felt an involuntary shudder. So you know how this memory makes him feel, right? Again, disturbed. So if and those are our 2 answers right there, is the picture frame hanging askew. Okay, and the man's figure being lost sight of, okay? So yeah, that's how we would depict or search for certain things, okay? Synonyms. Synonyms is a big part of it. Right, if we go forward to lines 19 to 21, it says explain, which is a keyword, okay, because it's telling you what to do. It was an excitement that we experience, okay? So we need to find this sentence in the text first of all, which is over here. Okay, so the first things first, he is asking us, well, the question is asking us to kind of relate to him, okay? What is he meaning by explaining to us this statement, okay? By using an inclusive pronoun, we, which I've highlighted in the question, he stops kind of focusing on his pronouns, his personal pronouns being I and we. He more so focuses on the fact that he's relating to us on a universal level. He's using personal and universal pronouns such as we, okay? By using these inclusive pronouns, he includes us, the reader, okay, he's inviting us to experience what he's feeling, okay? So when he says it was an experience it was the excitement that we experienced on the event of a discovery, okay? He's talking about a discovery and excitement, which for the reader can only mean that and if you look before and after, he's saying that it's a feverish anxiety to open this cupboard door, okay? So clearly he's opening this cupboard door and he's and if you think about it as a reader, how does that make you feel? It's almost like a suspense technique. He's building the suspense and the tension to make us understand why he's so excited, okay? So in the question it says, in the event of a discovery which we fancy may produce important results. So he's saying that by opening this cupboard, he may see something significant, okay? And that is really exciting. So for us, as the reader, we're like, oh, what's in this cupboard? We're very curious, and this tension builds up further and further, okay? So that's what he means, okay? So let me just write that down as the answer. So he is explaining, oh, sorry about that, my typing skills are not the best right now. He's explaining to the reader how it feels in terms of excitement to open this cupboard door. It is exciting, okay? That's the key thing. He's feeling excited, and that's what he means. That it might produce something significant, okay? Okay, I think there's a lack of time now. So that is my sample lesson. Thank you very much.